If you watch my videos, you know by now how important your diet is to a proper stress management strategy. But in today's world, it can be confusing and difficult to have the kind of diet that will help you rather than will cause more stress in your life. So let me give you some pointers, some tips. We live in a society, in a Western society especially, where we have access to food. We can obtain food fairly easily, and there doesn't seem to be any shortage of food that is available to most of us in a Western society, especially in the United States. What that means is that the number of choices that we have in terms of what to eat are really vast in range, from some of the healthiest foods that we could possibly want to some of the most unhealthy, toxic, destructive in their nature or their effects types of foods. So I want to make sure that you understand the distinction between feeding your body and nourishing your body, because it's a big difference. It's a big difference in terms of what you put into your body, and it's also a big difference in terms of how it affects you, not only your physical health, but also your psychological health, and also your ability to manage stress successfully. We can think of food as the building blocks for your body. When we ingest food, when we eat food, your body has to digest it and break it down, and then it uses the components of what it broke down for building your body and repairing your body and fueling your body. So it stands to reason that the better the building blocks, the higher quality the building blocks and the fuel that you give to your body, the better results you will get. So that's kind of a no-brainer. Does that mean that you have to, or that you will be able to eat nothing but healthy food all the time and never have something that is less than ideal for your diet? Of course not. So let's get that out of the way. A healthy diet is the goal here, but we have to understand that chances are you're not going to be perfect in your dietary choices. If you manage to be pretty close to perfect, kudos to you. If you manage to be more healthy than non-healthy or mostly healthy, then you're on the right track. You have to also remember that there's a difference between people. Some people will do well and thrive on one kind of dietary choices or set of dietary choices, and others will do better with other types of dietary choices. So I always want to caution people against those two things. Diets will vary, or should vary, by individuals, and we can't expect ourselves to be perfect, because if we are harsh on ourselves and expecting ourselves to be perfect, it's easy to get discouraged and then to give up altogether, and we don't want that. So those 2 points are very important to remember. The other thing that I want to focus on in this video specifically is the idea of feeding your body versus nourishing your body. I'm a big fan of whole foods, plant-based meals, or meals that include a lot of plant-based ingredients in them, as little processing as possible. That is a healthy type of diet. When we move away from that and consume highly processed foods, foods that have a lot of ingredients on the labels, foods that come in boxes, foods that really aren't recognizable in terms of a food, but rather it's some kind of a food stuff that's been made in a factory or in a lab, then we're moving away from a healthy diet. That's important to remember. Know what your body benefits from, which is different than me saying know what your body likes, because you can say, hey, my body likes cake, or my body likes bacon because that's what it craves. But there's a big difference between what your body needs and what your body craves, and that has a lot to do with your microbiome, all the micro organisms in your gut. They will dictate the kinds of foods that you will crave. And if your microbiome is not a healthy one, you will more likely crave foods to accommodate that microbiome, and those will not be healthy foods. If you have a healthy gut, if you have a healthy system of microbes, then you are much more likely to crave things that aren't good for you. So there's a big difference between what you crave versus what is good for your body. But it's really important for you to understand, what is it that's going to serve your body. Eating a piece of cake is not going to serve your body in the same way as having a piece of fruit. Sure, both have sugar, but one is full of processed foods and lots of processed sugar. The other one, although it still has sugar, it has fiber, it has vitamins, so it's much better for you. Some people can eat fruit and not worry about it. Other people can't have very much fruit because they will either have some adverse reactions to too much fruit in their diet or in their meal, or they may even gain weight. So you have to understand what your body needs. Remember, it's different than what your body wants. Everybody's an individual. And even though the diet industry would have you believe that they have the answer, that one size fits all miracle diet that will make you skinny overnight, none of that is true. It's just marketing nonsense. You have to understand what works for your body. I mean, some of the simplest examples. Some people are allergic to nuts. Although nuts are considered to be generally a healthy food, if you feed it to someone who's allergic to them, the consequences could be potentially deadly. So you have to be able to pick the foods that are right for you. Now, there's another big difference that's important to understand, is feeding your body, which is a very general statement of simply sticking food in your body, stuffing yourself with food, versus nourishing your body. You can eat a pizza and feed your body, but you are in no way nourishing your body. Nourishing means providing proper nutrients, proper building blocks for your body. Look, the process of digesting food is a laborious process for your body. It's hard work. Every time you eat, you are taxing your body with having to do a lot of work. Think about it. Whatever it is you ate, doesn't matter if it's healthy or unhealthy, whatever it is you ate, your body has to break it down and figure out what to do with the pieces, and then either apply the pieces that are helpful and use them properly, or get rid of whatever is not useful or toxic, or deal with stuff that is or could be toxic. So it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy for your body to digest a meal and assimilate the pieces of that meal, the micro and macronutrients from that meal, in such a way that will work for your body. Imagine if you ate something and couldn't digest it. And I know some people have trouble with that, and those people know exactly what I'm talking about. That's a lot of trouble. It builds up and it could be quite bad for them. So no matter whether you eat something healthy or something unhealthy, it's still a lot of work for your body. So if you're going to put your body through all that work, and listen, we have to eat, then why not nourish your body rather than just feed it with empty calories? You know, one of the sad realities of today's world, especially in Western societies, and it's not limited to the United States only anymore. It's spreading in other Western societies where our food tends to be overly processed, devoid of nutrients, and high in calories, high in empty calories. So it's very easy to feed your body and to overfeed your body, but never really nourish your body. And if you've ever accepted or adapted to a diet that focuses on nutrition, and your body gets used to that, and then you have something that is just empty calories, you will feel the difference. You will feel fed, but you will not feel nourished. And that's what I want you to pay attention to. When we look at stress management in a comprehensive type of approach, having a healthy diet allows you to nourish and care for your body and your mind. Food affects not only your physical well-being, but also your psychological and your emotional well-being. So feeding your body in a way that is nourishing your body, truly nourishing your body with all the good things that it needs, makes a world of difference when you're building up a resilience that allows you to properly deal with stress versus a dietary experience that may feed your body with empty calories. And at that point, you're taxing your body with a lot of work to digest that stuff without giving it much in return in terms of good, high quality, nutritious building blocks and fuel for your body. So, think about expensive cars that need high octane gasoline. If you have one of those, you probably don't put the cheaper gas in it because of the car's performance. If you want that car to perform in the way that it was meant to perform, you're going to give it the better gas, the higher octane gas. But somehow, when it comes to our bodies, we forgot to think in those terms. You can't trade in your body like you can trade in your car, so the stakes are way higher in my opinion. So I really want you to pay attention to your diet and be realistic in that you probably won't be making the best perfect choices every single time, but if you aim to make those choices most of the time, focus on nourishing your body. Truly show your body some love. Show your body some love. It will love you back. Pay attention to what your individual needs are. Not what your wants are, not what your cravings are, but what your needs are. Making a project out of it, maybe journaling, writing down what you eat every day, and then how you feel afterwards, maybe an hour, 2 hours afterwards. How do you feel? Do you feel sluggish? Do you feel bloated? Do you feel invigorated? Do you feel good? Do you feel light on your feet and full of energy? Those are big differences, but we get so busy every day that we forget to pay attention to these things. Oftentimes we use excuses such as, well, I'm getting older. Well, everybody's getting older. That doesn't mean you have to slow down and get sick. It really doesn't. What you put into your body is what you get out in return. So show your body some love. Focus on nourishing it rather than just feeding it with anything of any poor quality. Know that you won't be perfect in your choices, but strive to do as well as possible every day. And know that by showing your body this level of care, this level of love, you're building up your resilience so that you can more effectively manage the stress in your life. Look, stress isn't going away, and you can look for all the quick fixes that you want, but unless you tackle stress management from all the different angles that I teach about, you're only going to be doing the equivalent of changing out one tire out of the 4 tires on your car and expecting it to perform as if you had 4 new tires, and you know that's not realistic. So make sure that you invest in your health, your well-being, so that you build up the kind of resilience that you need to tackle the stresses in our everyday, modern, stressful lives. If you'd like to learn more about proper stress management, check out the link below.